Hey, fellow comic book fans. Today we're talking about the Magic Order number 3.
Yeah, so the Magic Order with a rather shocking cover, uh, and it just kept going really through the whole book there. And excellent though. I mean, it continues to be on par with all the issues coming out. It just keeps being like continuing that great storyline. In a way, a certain amount of shock value there repeatedly, and it's not it's not afraid to do whatever it wants really. And so if it's a little more well, adult, I suppose. But it was a lot of fun. They did a lot of crazy things. No two deaths are the same. No one death is particularly non creepy or violent. So absolutely excellent. The artwork continues to be great, and it keeps moving the storyline along. And I just keep waiting, excitedly for the next issue every time.
Yeah, I have to completely just echo everything you said, Ben. Here we go again. Another great issue. Continues to be intense, if not more intense than the previous 2 issues. We have another very interesting death scene. Quite brutal, actually.
It's interesting as the deaths keep showing up. They get more intense and larger and more violent and more interesting too.
Yeah.
The assassin, we've gotten to know a little bit more about him, and there's this showdown that is the best magical battle we've seen so far, I think.
Yes.
Because we've actually got somebody who's fighting back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just an intense scene. It's an intense series of pages. And it ends up with something that's even more shocking than the cover.
Yeah.
Which is probably not hard to do. I mean, probably is hard to do, rather.
Yeah. Yeah, it's continued to be. And you know what? This issue it slows down very briefly, for a few pages in the middle, but immediately picks back up. And on top of the violence, we also have a lot of sex here. Now we just need the drugs and the rock and roll, and it's a well-rounded tale. But this was intense.
Cordelia took care of that a couple issues back.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're good, right? We checked off all the boxes.
Yep.
It's a pretty rock and roll story here. But the opening scene, I don't even know if we should talk about it here, but
it's true to form in that each issue begins with something really disturbing,
like hobo love.
Right.
We're feeding off of the hobo love.
Yeah. Yeah, making a meal out of hobo love. Oh man, hashtag hobo love, huh?
But you talked at the middle though. There's that middle space with Gabriel Moonstone and how his family's trying to kind of bring him back into the fold a little bit. But I thought that was a couple really powerful pages. Learning about what happened, why he is out of the family business, and how that happened. And I don't know, that was probably there was a lot of shocking things in this, but that in itself, even though it wasn't gruesome, was also kind of shocking and powerful. It wasn't out of place. This is just, I don't want to say it's a perfect book, but it's an amazing issue.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene you're talking about anchors it into the here and now, which I think is really important, because the consequences of the magic become more meaningful when you see something as mundane as a family discussion over a tragedy that's even more real in a way than all the other deaths we've seen so far, which I think is really good, and it adds to the powerfulness of the story that's trying to be told.
And that really is the beauty of the Magic Order here. Even though we have that intensity and we have these shocking scenes, it's still a great story, and there's still a lot to it, and there's a whole lot of room to further develop the story. Because we really don't know all that much about the world that we're reading about. We know enough, but we definitely don't have a very clear picture of, the world that the Magic Order is taking place in. I feel like we're looking into a very dark corner of it. But again, there's so much that we don't know about these characters, so much we don't know about just magic in the book, And that being the case, I'm really hoping that the Magic Order continues for a long time. Because, at this point, it's going to be difficult at some point for Mark Millar to continue to outdo himself. But I don't know. I want to see him try. That's it, you know, for as long as I possibly can. So
Yeah, I'm very pleased with what he's done with this title so far.
yeah, again, absolutely amazing. Yeah, so we're all going to keep reading it. We'll keep following it here. That's what we thought about the Magic Order number 3. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Let us know what you think about the Magic Order in the comments down below. And as always, check out thebrazenbull.com for more great comic book content. Until next time.
Bye.